Hello everyone and welcome to Season 11 of Talent League. Yes, we're kicking things off once again. If you're wondering who on earth this person is on your screen right now, I'm Avrana and this is my first time over here hosting at the Talent League. You may have seen me in some other leagues and some other stuff around the internet, but this is my debut here. I'm so happy to be here, and hopefully they'll let me back on after this stream. Today we have two games for you, starting off with one in the Challenger Division, which will be between Go2Limits and Pingu Esports. It is just a best of one, so both teams have to be at the very best so they can kick off the season in style. Now, in terms of where we'll be going for this very first map, well, if we go over to map bands, we can see where that will be. And the map that our wonderful casters will have the honor of covering for you in a while is going to be none other than, drumroll please, a Chalet, which is going to be a very interesting pick, especially with Go2Limits starting off on defense and Pingu on attack. Thankfully, it's not a map we've seen a billion times, kind of like Oregon or Clubhouse. Chalet, sure, still one of the most picked maps, but I'd say it's still a nice refresher for a lot of us. And then, of course, after this, we have one more game for you today as well. So after this best of one finishes, don't go anywhere because there'll be more action to kick things off here in the Talent League Season 11 start. Anyway, we do have our wonderful casters here as well, Puffer Bob and Rapprint, and am I getting major deja vu, or have we just done this like yesterday? Yeah, fun fact, I just casted like not casted, but hosted with them two best of threes yesterday, so I think we're going to spend this like entire week together at this point. So hopefully those two will be your great guides through all of the action happening in Chalet. And I think on that, let's just pass it on to them, and hopefully they will once again guide you for all the action. So guys, take it away.
All right, there we go. It is us once again. For anybody who might have been watching a certain other league yesterday, you may see a lot of familiar faces, as it's not just Avrona back again, but also both me and Puffo Bob. You're going to be stuck with us the whole week because we're going to be casting a lot of Talent League. How you doing, Puffo Bob?
I'm doing quite fine. I decided to go a bit with an outfit check today. Just since we're going to be spending so much time together, we might as well match just a bit more. But I'm glad to see both you and Evrona on the side of production, with, of course, whatever's happening in the background. But today, I'm very excited. Yesterday in that so-called league, we had a bit of a couple long games. So, the energy had to be kind of exchanged throughout the entirety of that those six or so matches. But today we only have two. So, we're going to be a lot more energetic. We're going to be screaming a lot more. So, I'm actually a lot more excited for just putting it all into one or two matches.
I thought I can scream more than yesterday with some of the things that were happening, but we've got it nice and brief, nice and short. Some very energetic, powerful little quick games. A quick 1-2 punch, just two games, and I mean I'm looking forward to it. I played Pingu very recently
Ooh.
in another league format, so and they did beat Wild, I think it was, in EWC qual. So certainly not a bad team. Looking forward to seeing them play. That's going to be quite interesting. They're going to go up against Go2Limits. That's going to be our first game. Haven't casted Chalet in a while as well. What do you think of the map? I mean, it's refreshing. I haven't seen it in a while. Love the snow.
Most definitely love the snow, yes, because we haven't been getting it anywhere around the world, especially with this heat that's coming out. And, I'm hoping that the players can bring about as much heat as there is, at least in my room right now, because I'm about to melt. But yeah, personally, look, I haven't seen any of these two teams. Chalet as well, haven't seen in a while. I do personally enjoy the map. It's a very nice rounded map. It kind of feels like, it's not one-sided, so it gives off the same vibe as Oregon, but it's not overplayed. That's what the good part about it is. That's what I love about it personally. It's like a refreshing experience, just like you said. But yeah, I'm very excited to cast it today.
All right, and with that said, very quickly, just gonna look back at the map ban, so just to see what other options we had on the table up until Chalet was decided. And that was Nighthaven and Border were the last two alive, and Pingu decided to ban out Nighthaven to go to Chalet instead. So we do have some refreshing maps out here, not trying to go for any basics. Border was also open until very, very late, as I'm seeing that G2L banned that fairly late. So Going into that, I love that they're not trying to play fundamentals maps. Fundamentals maps, I keep repeating this over and over. It's Clubhouse, it's Oregon. These are the maps that you should know inside and out. These are the maps where you can focus on drone work, you can focus on team play, you can focus on just doing the most basic competitive siege, which is making a plan and executing that plan and adapting the plan if it doesn't work out. But I do like that we're seeing some more variety. I think Chalet is a more adaptive map. It's a map that's very, very flank heavy. I think in that regard, you can kind of match it toward Clubhouse as well. And Nighthaven being open this late is also interesting. I do know that Pingu are not afraid of going to it. They have played it very recently against us. Good match that was, but enough about myself and more about these teams, because honestly, I don't know that much about G2L. It's going to be difficult to tell going into this match who's the favorite. Do you have any favorites, Bob?
Personally, not. I mean, I haven't been playing Siege, not casting it much in the later moments either, so don't see these two teams at all. I mean, I can't say I'm going to be voting for any of those, but I'm assuming you're not going to be going for Pingu since you played against them, and I'm assuming you're that's not going to be your bet.
No, friendly competition. I'm definitely rooting for them.
Okay, you're rooting for them. Then I'm going to go for the Go2 just to kind of put it on the line. But yeah, no, these bands are very interesting. I would have liked to see Nighthaven. That's also an interesting one that's barely been out there, if you ask me. But yeah, Chalet is a very good one. I do like kind of the tradition that Chalet brings from being this really open to these very closed and a lot of places around. But I think all the players are ready, and so should. Fenrir. And there goes the Dokkaebi now. For the attacking, again, Monty isn't a bad pick. Neither is someone like King, especially because, in general, they're just operators you can't necessarily go wrong with. And maybe on the defensive, I would also just maybe argue with a Cade ban, because hatches are still in play, so is the main breach. It does have a bit of importance to it. So I am counting on that Cade ban personally, but Pingu's going to be going for the attacking operator, no ban to say, and that's an interesting pick.
I mean, all right, sure. No ban, deciding to just keep everything in play. The most important operator, I think, of the current season and of the current meta has been taken out. The Dokkaebi, I think, is going to gain a lot more prevalence as we move through the season. Oh. And on the defense, we have more of the same. Pingu Esports deciding, you know what, guys, we're just all going to go to the toilet at the same time. And then when they come back, they realize, oh man, the bans have been happening. We were not here. Oh no. Last ban coming through is the Fenrir, also a staple ban, has been for quite a few months. He has been nerfed, but definitely not hit as hard as the Solus, so still an understandable ban. A lot of tight corners, a lot of places that you don't want to be pushing blind on this map, so understandable to be taking out those FNATs, don't have to worry about them, don't have to deal with them. And so we move into the first round as we've got Bomber and Friends against G2Limits.
Yes, we do. And let's actually take a look at the lineups. Let's see what the operators are going to be. I'm going to say that the operators brought in the first few rounds are probably operators that are going to be commonly used through the entire match. So, yeah, let's take a look at them, especially for games. And Bar right now, I can already see that Frost, when Frost actually started getting very popular, it was probably on Chalet, directly on this side. So this is where I can kind of see where she's still, keeping up with the so-called meta. They still did bring the Valkyrie because, come on, it's Valkyrie. Probably the best intel gathering operator in the entire game. And then, of course, Lamai with the shield from Tachanka. Just very good combo on the top hold on Library Stairs. And of course, Azami, just to back it up, this is going to be an entire vertical hold because that's how it's been for quite a bit. Now, for the attacking side, we do see Sledge, Lion, some good just in general operators you can't go wrong with. Grim as well has been that's not how English works, has been getting a little bit more, out there and being put into these situations. And I do like the Capital pick, just in case it wins Jaeger, but the Wamai still firmly counters the Capital. That's what makes him a bit different from Jaeger. Jaeger doesn't necessarily eliminate those fire and smoke bolts, but Wamai definitely does. Although Jaeger actually eliminates them. Wamai just kind of sends him in a different direction.
Alright, and with that, we're already in the action phase. Not much happening so far. No spawn peaks coming out. Just a lot of shield setups to try and defend this top floor. I'm just being reminiscent of older strategies with just holding mezzanine so heavy. This seems more like the utility meta than anything, and I honestly think in recent months we've kind of been moving back into that. The utility meta is kind of experiencing a renaissance, and as I say that, within the first minute we have a bit of a trade coming through. Okay, able to get the first one, but not without being traded, as both Fairy and Eri go down, so just a bit of a trade. The Asami taken out early, that's 1 or 2 Kibas that you don't have to worry about. With the IQ dead, that means that any potential utility that might be out and about will stay alive, so that Valkyrie potentially able to protect her cam, so not all that bad for either side.
Yeah, most definitely. Now, these are 2 quite early picks going into this round, but besides that, I mean, things have very certainly calmed down. Although the attackers, just as I say, that's going to be Grieco with a double kill onto Fable. It's going to be soon getting a lot more heat. I mean, these defenders, they need to secure their upstairs. This is a vertical hold they've been getting, and that's going to be AK shutting down Grieco, removing that double kill from him and taking it for himself. No more man advantages. Now it's a fair 3v3. Although Grim, aka Strix, is looking to gun on HP, but they do have the ability to have the upstairs. If they're going to be moving into the bottom fireplace, that's going to be Sledge very low, but still manages to get a kill for himself. Taking out the Frost, that's going to be a trade. Not complete, though. It's going to be only down. Now we have a 2v2-ish situation if we don't count the Sledge being down. The plant is going down, not completely. The pink is there, but so is the C4. They move positions, and now they're in the final few moments. Grim is going through the plant. Sledge is back up. That's going to be a very nice shot, getting the triple from AK. Situation, Sledge is looking low, but that's going to be Yomi with a nice shot, 417 in hand. One goes on to AK. Nerf gets one for himself, you know, avenges his fallen comrade. MPX in hand, a very deadly gun, just a headshotting machine. And now they're in the post play. They have 30 seconds and they have 6 they need to defuse. So he has about 20 seconds right now just to kind of take out the remaining player. And of course, he's going to be outside. He's going to be safe and sound. All he needs to do is this win one gunfight, and he predicts it wrong. Strix is going to be on Repel, and by that time, the Valkyrie is expecting him to be completely somewhere else, which caught her off guard. And that's going to be the first round going over to the side of Pingu Esports.
Alright, aiming a bit too high. Unfortunate, Strix able to win that one out, and might have come
down. Although the attackers, just as I say, that's going to be Grieco with a double kill onto Fable. It's going to be soon getting a lot more heat. I mean, these defenders, they need to secure their upstairs. This is a vertical hold. And Sledge is back up. That's going to be a very nice shot, getting the triple from AK. Situation, Sledge is looking.
The line, they lose their first round over on bar, and after losing bar, deciding not going to go back there, instead choosing to just move on over to master bedroom, and I see a fairly similar lineup. Not really much change. Still the Tachanka on the board, still the Valk, still the Asami, so this might be a bit of a trend for the whole map, at least for G2L's lineup.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, with Fenrir and Solas both being banned in a situation, Asami's still one of the top 3 characters that didn't receive anything besides, okay, now you can shoot her Asamis, but you still need to empty a mag into it. So she's about still as strong as she used to be. So, you know, we can keep her. She's very strong. This sight kind of reminds me, for Asami at least, a similar situation with Villa and Aviator. Because, you know, you can kind of use the piano just as you can the map in Aviator. So, you know, this Asami is very common. We do have the module, which is an interesting ad, but all around, it's just utility and mostly information and information denial with that mute. Now, the attackers, I'm liking that Deimos. I'm going to say it every single time, but I love Deimos as an operator. Everything he does, you know, just like we talked about yesterday a bit, just for some context, you know, Deimos is like Jackal, but with a different trade-off. And that's what I love. He really does put that 1v1 situation into the player's heart, but he can still verbally, of course, give to his teammates a complete sense of direction where the enemies could be. Now, where these enemies are shooting their shots. Every getting taken out, that's going to be an open kill for Nerf. A bit of HP getting dropped onto Captal, but he's not going down without a fight. A double kill from the side of Pingu Esports. They're going to be getting AK and Nerf themselves. You know, a bit of a trade and an extra just to add that +1 on the count.
Bit of a misfire on the start, losing area early on, but the immediate trade coming through, Nerf and AK both going down. Very good roam clear, able to get both of the players out from down below. That's first control gain for Pingu, which means they now have the ability to rotate over. They've cleared out that hole down below, Now if they can get solar control, if they can get themselves into this part of the map, they might be able to go for an execute. Not without some firebolts coming out. We can see the Shumika is being put into position as Barry is just launching out some of those firebolts. No, not a direct trade. Creed actually goes for one, gets traded by Bomber. So very good trade game coming in from Pingu as well, able to just maintain that man advantage, maintain the pressure. A bit of damage done to Bomber as well, but ultimately that gun is still up, and that's the most important thing. Almost catching Ferry as well on that window. Very nice attempt, but things slowing down. Still more than a minute to go. Solar control basically gained, but they still have to deal with the shield. Ferry gets taken down as well. Strix on a double, and Bomber gets the final kill. And Pingu on for 2, up 2-0, and despite not deciding to ban any operators, they're still coming out on top.
Yes, and this round was a lot more dominant than the earlier one. You know, earlier it was kind of a 2v2, 3v3. It was just trades after trades, and it came down to the 1v1. This time Pingu wasn't messing around. They lost their area and they said that's enough. Started standing on business and just started taking out absolutely everyone. A double kill from the side of who was it already? Strix. There we go. Just you know, kind of lost his name. But yeah, double kill was very nice in the end. Nerve just kind of get taken out. And of course, combo that with a bit of Rico action, and you have yourself a very nice sort of 4v1 situation going towards the end. But yeah, a lot of trades. At the very start, it was a refrag or a non-direct trade, as you whatever you would be in the situation. But from then on, it just kind of started snowballing. We got one kill, we got another, and there we go. The round is over. Very nice skills and very nice utility usage. Even though the Shumika grenades, you know, they were going off, they weren't allowing them to kind of really roam and go into sight. They still had about enough angles and comfortability to just shoot and go at it. I mean, Barry was trying to hide behind the same shield he is right now, peeked up, his head was taken off. I mean, the gun skills and the fire was just completely different, at least in that round. But let's hope Go2, you know, they managed to return the fire. You know, kind of go for a refrag of their own for that second round, because they're going to need to step it up. They're going to need to advance. They're going to need to adapt, as some would say.
All right, and with that, we go to the same site, and I'm seeing a very, very similar setup. I don't know if I like that. I usually critique teams deciding to go for the same thing twice, because while in many cases it's like, yeah, you know what, if you lose 2 players early, which G2L did, beautiful roam clear by Pingu in that previous round, if something like that happens, you're like, okay guys, let's do this again. Let's not allow them to do the same thing they did last time, and surely this time it will work. The problem is that there's not enough adaptation coming into this, so of course, you know, the attackers also have a chance to say, well, we can readapt to what they're doing, because we know exactly what they're doing now. And we can see that already coming to fruition as Yomi does take some damage, but Chris goes down. And so early man advantage for Pingu once again. And Rico's already in a position where they might not expect him. He's already posted up close to that Ivy double door, that piano door. And the IQ doing good work, trying to take out some of those Valcams. We know where they are. Might be able to get rid of those. I'm not sure if Rico has been spotted in that position from that Valcam. Might not be able to get an angle. They know there's a player on half wall as well. C4 comes out. Fabi doesn't connect onto anything. And now here comes the position. Here comes the run-in from Greco. The kill gets taken away as Strix was faster to the position, but Greco, it does find one as a consolation prize. Now he does get taken down. Yomi instantly there for the trade. A nerf on the flank. Able to find 3 players out of nowhere. And a round that was completely in the hands of Pingu as they took complete site control and overwhelmed the site players just falls apart as Nerf kills everyone on a big flank. He has a C4. The C4 doesn't connect. With 1 minute still left to go, there's some yellow pings coming out. He might have info, but he wasted that C4, so he has to come back to site. Post-plant situation now. He shoots a drone. He has a rough idea of where this last player might be. He's trying to go for the swing. He's on the breach. He's looking for an opportunity. Flashbang comes out. Nerf is flashed. But Yomi's also down to 50 HP, so a few bullets might do it. That MPX, it doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but if you can connect your shots, should be enough. But the timer is ticking. Yomi just has to hold out. He just has to wait. Here comes the swing, the pro, and they trade. A trade coming through in favor of Pingu as both players are down. Nobody left alive to try and defuse. And once again, a post-plan situation 1v1 is what saves Pingu the round as they play the objective properly. Beautiful side execute. Insane flank from Nerf, but it wasn't enough. What a round.
Oh, it wasn't enough, but that Ashe run-in from Greco was just absolutely stunning. And we could, even with that Greco run-in, we could see actually the teamwork of Pingu. I mean, before Ashe actually started running in, Greco was checking with Yomi just to secure that kill. Yomi got it, he runs in, he gets one. The first kill in the office also goes off, just making sure to check that. The Shanka gets taken off, and then when he gets into bathroom, the second Mozzie takes out Greco, there's a teammate waiting there just to take him out. But of course, I can't, leave out the fact that Nerf had an amazing triple kill, and even amazing chance to actually win that situation. It was just at the end a bit of mix of a hip fire and, of course, as well, just some unfortunate shots. But another round going to Pingu Esports. That one was a lot closer, though. That was extremely close, although it did rely on Nerf. Nerf's out a bit more than the usual, but it was still extremely close, a lot closer than the second one. And yeah, I do want to kind of repeat and mention what you did as well, Reapers. The same site, I don't know how I feel about it. I do respect Pingu, they saw the same site, they knew that the same strategy going through trophy pushing Solarium isn't going to work, so they decided to take library stairs, going for bathroom windows, going for mezzanine balcony. All that together, it was a complete switch of phase, a complete switch of direction, and it worked out just as well. But towards the end, it got a bit terrifying, don't you think?
I mean, that's all down to Nerf. You gotta give credit where credit's due. The man almost single-handedly wins the round for his team, and he's still hot on that gun. He might not have won the clutch, but he's coming back with a vengeance. Takes down Greco very early on. Good opening engagement for G2L. I think this is one of the first times they've actually won the opening engagement outright. No trade coming through. So a bit of a reprieve as they're just able to just use this advantage now to maybe force the game to slow down, to force Pingu to waste some time here. As Creed's already involved in another engagement as well. Eri taking a lot of damage. Some very long angles established over from Dining into sight, and Strix wins it against Nerf. The man was hot, but now he has to cool down as he's taken out of the match. Bomber finds another, and this game gets turned around by Pingu once again, but a trade comes through. AK able to find Yomi. Bobby onto Eri as well, but the nade injure from Yomi, and Bomber with the last kill to finish it off. Once again, Pingu's pressure is just too enormous. They have so much to pressure the site, to pressure every single player on G2L, despite being at a man disadvantage. And understandably so, the timeout comes out. There's been no rounds for G2L. Some of these have been close, but the scoreline is 4-0, and at the moment, Pingu are just running away with it.
Oh, whew. Bomber this round as well, just set off the fuse, went for an absolute blow-up. That was insane. Because, Pingu, they have these bursts. I'll call them like that. That's what it seems like to me. They go in, they get a double kill, they absolutely demolish. They get these insane angles, they get their pigs, they go for refrags, whatever it is. They get burst, stop for a second, give Go2 a bit of a breather, a bit of a false sense of security, and then they're right back at it. And then they just keep on chaining it until it's all over. And that nade kill, very essential because, at the end it was a 2v2. But realistically, since that down was there on top mezzanine or by mezzanine double window, it did end up sadly being the full 1v2 situation, which just like we see right now, Strix, these angles, a double kill comes in, Bomber then again just goes into side, finishes the Tachanka. It was absolutely brutal, fantastic even, and Go2, they didn't even have a way to respond to it. It was just so fast, so strong, so immense. The pressure was absolutely out there, so they're finally going to be switching up sides from upstairs to bar. Now they're going to be saying, on third side's the charm, and that's where we're going to be going. We're going to be going downstairs into basement and garage, we'll say it like that, or vine and garage, vine cellar even. But yeah, this is one of those sides that, again, it really depends on how Pingu's going to play it, because they have been putting on pressure from wherever they come. Upstairs they came from Trophy and Solarium. They put on immense pressure. Same thing happened from Library side, and now I'm just wondering, will they go maybe wine cellar, where they play a bit more of a mix on vertical, or will they straight just push for garage main push?
Alright, I like this. We have another site coming out. G2L not deciding to be a two-site team, instead going to the basement. Very important to try and switch this up. Chalet is a map that has multiple, site setups that really can work out for you. You can basically play any site if you want to. That's the great advantage of some of these more balanced, maps. especially on a map like Oregon, I think in Clubhouse as well. Yeah, there are some sites that are more heavily favored, but technically you can go to all of them, and technically you can win every single one. And the preferences lie with the teams individually more than anything. It doesn't come down to what is the meta and what not. It's just what do you feel more comfortable playing, and what do the operator bans look like. And so I like that G2L decide to go to the basement. The Kite is out, the Tuba is out. Very good to try and deny some of these walls, as Creed able to get the opening pick onto Bomber. That's an important early pick, taking down that Lion. And that shuts Bomber out of the game. He's 6-3 now. He will have to wait until the next round to get another opportunity to maybe rack up some more kills. So able to slow that advance from Pingu down at least a little bit. And once again, they have a good advantage. And the advantage gets better, actually, as Nerf is able to play around that mirror window. Somebody just sitting right in front of it. As I believe there must have been a vault through, or a vault from up above that, or he must have just walked in the side door, not really paying attention to that mirror window. Does cost him dearly. Nerf able to get that one, and so big advantage for G2L. This might be their first round if they can hold on to this.
This can be Glass going for some very interesting shots, but the Mira will be dropping sight, and Glass starts pursuing. Grieco is merciless. He wants that Mira kill, but won't be able to do it as Nerf gets himself a second. That's going to be the MP5 in hand, and back at it again. The golden hand, the fragging operator of the team. It's a 5v1 situation. That's going to be one from Strix, but the Mira window is going to be going away, and the bullets will be leading his position just right to his enemies. Now he's stuck. Now he doesn't know where to go. One could be behind him, which there is. A very nice shot from the Mira window. One still on the side of Trophy. I mean, Strix is on a double kill right now. He could be going directly to site. The Malusi's gone there since it was taken out earlier by Grieco. He gets one, but the C4 comes out, not able to finish the Mira. That's going to cost him even more dearly than his fellow Ash player just watching the Mira as she gets wallbanged. But yeah, no. You know what I like this time? Go2Limits had a very good opening kill. You know, they had from Creed Chris CC, you know, he started off with a very nice opening pick onto I don't remember exactly who it was, but it was a very good opening kill because most of the times it was either Pingu Esports with opening kill, or if Go2 got the first pick, they got instantly refragged, and Pingu managed to hit back triple as hard as Go2 did. So, you know, this time they got a kill, they got the second one, and they got away with it safely. And the other way, it was even almost a flawless. It went down to a 5v1 situation, and even a 1v3 where Mira almost died, but you know, 5 pounds of explosives is a lot more than a person can handle. So finally, one round goes to Go2Limits, and we love to see it. Now let's just keep it going, guys. You know, you can't let Pingu get all of the rounds for themselves.
Still some late round hubris. I think too many individual opportunities given over to Strix. That was almost winnable, I would say, for him. But ultimately, yeah, 1v5, maybe too big of a wall to climb even. If the team is not playing as passive as they probably should in such a situation. But this is G2L's first proper round, and it was a convincing one at that, very convincing, I would say. Up until now, there's been some very, very closely contested ones. Pingu has been able to win the important 1v1s, but now G2L, they put a convincing and important round on the board, and if they can do one more of those, they at least save themselves into a 2-4 half, and I would argue a 2-4 is always recoverable. I think 5-1, 6-0 is where you get into the territory of, all right, this is very one-sided. And you got to keep in mind, this is only a BO1, so there's not much else to play for. We're just playing this one chalet, and whoever takes this gets the points for the group stage. Everybody else goes home empty-handed, so getting an early win against Pingu might be an important match to set G2L up for success in the coming few playdays.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, 1-2 or 2-4 score before going to the roll swap is definitely recoverable. It's not as easy as a 3-3 or a 4-2 for you. It's definitely going to be a bit harder, but if you manage to get those 2 rounds, you can still continue. There's still probably some sort of positivity or hope going into it. 1-5 or 6-0? Oh god, good luck to you. But as we're going into round number 6, the final one before the roll swap, as we speak of the devil, and so shall he come. Right now, main breach is going out, but Thermite right now, you know, he breached, but I'm not sure if they know about Nerf. Nerf's been kind of a sneaky player. I mean, he's been getting these picks very easily, and comparing his KD to the rest of his teammates, he is a shining child right now. He is golden, as the first pick will be going to the side of Pingu, and Nerf will be getting discovered. That's a bit of a sad situation for him right now. He had a very promising situation to, you may know, maybe take out a player or two, but we're going to be having to move on, just like he did away from his position, as we're finally leading down to the 1 minute that's remaining on the clock. Now, it's a 4v5, almost a 4v4 if we count to the Grimm's HP not looking at all
We're on site.
in a decent shape. We're on site? We're planting.
Yes, there's a plant. There's a plant coming
what,
through.
a
Yomi is in the
shotgun!
corner. He can hold with a shotgun. He managed to get himself up the hatch, and he finds a double for himself as the plant is coming through. That gets stuck out, and now big man advantage. It's only down to Nerf and Creed who have to try and retake the site from up above. Bomber's able to go for a double kill, pulling out that Bailiff, able to find one more. It's only down to Nerf. He's losing this fight. Strix has got the pistol out as well. Fight of the pistols. Eri comes to support, and a flawless round from Pingu as decent start, slow top floor take. They spot an opportunity, isolate it. They just throw a bunch of sense gadgets out, send somebody up the hatch, go for that plant opportunity. Beautiful use of that supernova shotgun, and it's a 5-1 half. Pingu, they continue their dominance.
Oh my goodness, I'm jaw dropped. I'm actually shooketh. You mentioned they were on site, and I was like, okay. I was in the middle of something. Reapers, what's happening? Yomi, double kill, shotgun, Amaru, everything's going down. Plans, sends. What one am I in? This was an acid trip. This was a fever dream. But we love to see it. And Pingu,
attackers need to locate and defuse
that
as many bombs as they can.
that was a stylish way to finish your round. I mean, the fifth one was just absolute chef's kiss. Come on, Macon. You can't make this stuff up. This can't be better. That was absolutely fantastic. I mean, 1 second they were upstairs breaching, making a bit of a distraction. Next second, I mean, they're giving head pats to the Wamai with that shotgun from Amaru. What's happening? That was insane. I was just... Oh my goodness. I laughed so hard right now I had to mute myself for a second. But it's a 1-5 score. And we did say this is going to be a bit hard to recover from, which is true. Because if Pingu wins one more, I mean, come on, it's match point. 2 more for themselves, and you've got the round, the BO1 gone. You've got Go2 going home with nothing, and Pingu just walking away with their fashion style points, dressed up nicely in their gold chains, because, a run out comes out, and that's going to be Eri with a kill for himself. An even better way to start off on defense. Pingu Esports. Eri, calm down, he had that 1.5 KD, and he decided he wants it bigger. He wants it higher. He needs that 2 at least. And he went out with a run out at the very start of the round. And even, he's a wooden player. He doesn't need the 1.5 anymore. He is the 1.5. Or actually a 2.5. Now as Eri gets a double, that's going to be a 3v5 situation. Please don't make it worse. Don't let it happen. Okay, he's going to be backing up. But 51 HP. We're going to calm down. We're going to chill. We're going to let the air come in. The droning's happening, but he is heated up.
He still wants to go for these swings. He has 2 players to try and contest inside of Garage. Finally, that will be the death of him, as Fabi on that reswing able to at least connect onto Eri. But in the meantime, Bob, I'm getting flashbacks. I see a very, very concerning weapon out over on the side of the Strix. I don't like what I'm seeing, and maybe I do like what I'm seeing, depending on what he can do with it. It is the Boss G in the hand of the Vigil. He is 7-2. He's been feeling it. He says, I can hit these shots. I am him. And so I'm waiting for an opportunity for him to prove that. And the first opportunity might come here. No, Fabi takes him down instead. All right. Once again, the hubris getting to the heads of the players. We've seen this yesterday in Voltage. Rocks Horizon, a team that was maybe a little too aggressive. And now we have it coming out again. The moment that Boss G comes out, these teams are too comfortable. These teams are feeling themselves a little too much. And G2L right there to punish it, as we're now into a 3v3 and slow advancements. They've got some map control now, but it took them quite a bit of time, and they did lose 2 players in the process. So despite the very aggressive and very confident playstyle from Pingu, they're still able to draw themselves back and honestly play a decent winning and definitely winnable position for the late round.
A shame we won't be seeing any Baji action, at least not this round, maybe in the future. But for now, let's actually focus on what G2 can do for themselves and do to Pingu Esports to stop them from, actually getting and denying this verticality, denying this site. Because now it's a 2v3 situation. Yomi, with a 1-tap, a disgusting one, calling it out right now and making it a 2v2 situation. Another shot! Oh my goodness, making it a double for himself. Going through the smoke shots, he's not working, but he does not need those Google glasses. And what a flick onto the ace. Ferry getting taken out. Yomi with a triple kill to end the round, and a very nice one at that. flick was just absolutely stunning. The second that bullet touched his body, his reflexes went insane. Spidey senses on the table. He just took him out. And that's going to be match point for Pingu Esports, 6-1. So Go2, with how they've been doing, they need to win 5 rounds just like they did that one. And oh my goodness, can I say I have no faith. I have no faith.
I mean, to be fair, this is the team that did beat Wild in the EWC qualifiers, so this is a team that you should watch out for. Pingu, definitely a strong lineup. You know, Bomber's a name that you've probably seen around the PG scene as well for quite a while. It's a household name.
Yeah.
So kind of, you know, have to expect that. But you know, seeing them beat Wild, yes, a new iteration of the roster, and yes, an EWC qualifier, and not something like a major quals. But I mean, EWC is still a big event. It's very important. Wild should be winning those, but instead it was Pingu who actually took it 2-0. Just 2 regulation victories over Wild. That's nothing to scoff at. And so, you know, coming into this Talent League season, the question is just what type of chance did G2L even stand to begin with? Because Pingu at the moment on a hot streak in Siege in this new season.
Look at Strix. Look what he has. Look what he's doing.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh, come on. Come on, do it. Strix, please. Please make us all just scream our lungs out more than we have. That is... Okay, you know, a bit of a changing outcome for Bomber right now. Fable won't be allowing any of Spawn Peaks to be... And actually, no, managed to get himself the opening pick. That's a good start for Go2. You know, it's a good start to the round, but they need a way to continue it. They're on the attacking time. They're on the time limit, the defuse situation they need to get down. And, well, the defenders are probably a lot more comfortable, seeing as how they're playing Bosch G and Caveira. You know, the dynamic duo of one should get banned, the other's gun is a cursed thing that shouldn't be allowed to exist. So yeah, with that, playing against it is going to be definitely a new experience as they take out Area, a double kill for Fabi, and that's going to be a very nice opening one as well. You know, they haven't gotten repercussions just yet, no backlash, but I'm scared it's coming. I'm scared an interrogation or a Bosch G maybe. An action doesn't happen though. AK gets a kill with himself. Gets a bit scared. Throws that nade just in a bit of a victorious kind of, I'll say...
There's a plant. We've got a plant coming down. Nerf able to find Greco as well. There's only one more player left and an immediate crossfire. G2L able to hold on, able to win one more. And a flawless one at that. Good round for them. Just immediately punishing the aggression from Bomber and then off of that converting into a 2-piece for Fabi. They're still alive, but I wouldn't say there is any real hope for overtime yet. Just a quick replay of that. The panic grenade. I love watching that. I mean, beautiful kill. Bit of a waste of a nade. Didn't really have to throw that, but sure. I'm sure you intended something with that nade. Definitely, there was a plan there for the player coming out that we just can't see. They're playing on a different dimension in terms of their chessboard, but or rather checkerboard maybe. But with that said, still match point opportunity for Pingu. They're still on defense. They're still comfortable. The boss tree has been laid to rest. We've put it away. Maybe for the better, at least for now. No vigil, no boss tree out. Some more normal operator lineups as we head to the basement. And Pingu already going to a few different sites. I do like that. Challenging themselves, saying we don't go back to this one. We just try something else because, I mean, we have the opportunity to do so. We have 4 more chances to close this out. Might as well throw everything at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, I mean, we also did get a bit of a observer pointing at the point that fireplace hatch is not reinforced, but sadly today won't be a Bosch G day. One day I'm gonna notice it, and one day I'm gonna witness it. Not today. Pingu, you know, they need to lock in a bit more just so they don't make this match go on forever. They want to go out. They want to maybe play another ranked match after this. Enjoy themselves. A bit more of them besides being on the stress train of competitive and all that. But as we're seeing that, Thatcher is only starting to come out. Something that Pingu, surprisingly, on attack didn't bring out. They had actually a lot of trouble breaching, and that's the round they did lose when they were on the attacking side. The only round they lost was on this side specifically. Now we're going for a bit of a breach. As we mentioned, Monty, he's been getting a bit of an uprising. He's there. He's being the chunky, indestructible shield made out of obsidian, as he always. What doesn't matter, though, an SMG-11 shot bomber going off. Nerf taken off the board. That's going to be a trade from AK onto Airy, and side is being contested. I mean, main breach is out. Monty just needs to get in there and get that plant down. But will it happen? Well, we're not sure. Fable gets one for himself. That's going to be bomber off the board. 4v3 situation. We get more information. Almost a floor bank happening, but not connecting just completely. Those metal bars are going to be the bane of the KD for our lovely Fabi, but he's going to get it at least sooner or later. They're at a man advantage. They're looking a lot more comfortable than they were on defense themselves, and it seems like the roles have switched just a tiny bit.
All right, Creed, relaying a lot of information from that breach. Should be able to vault in, maybe go for some pressure onto the side players if it presents itself at the moment. Just waiting. The question is, waiting for what? Waiting for Fabi to do something because he's dead. Greco takes him out. AK on the prowl, trying to see if he can go for a bit of a trade. Here comes the play. No reaction. AK stoic.
Might work.
Not reacting to that swing whatsoever. He stays alive, as I think we might have some troubles. This is looking a little concerning from the players. I think... I'm not sure what's going on exactly. But I know that we have 40 seconds left, and I know that with nothing moving, this will favor the defense more than anything, as now Creed finally moving himself in. Struggling a little inside of connector. Does have eyes onto the Cade. Cade just hiding behind the bomb. There's two players around that, and Strix does take down Creed. And advantage builds, as G2L might be out of this match. And it seems like, sadly, it isn't just on our end.
15 seconds left.
It seems like it might be on the players' end as well, and that would be very unfortunate for G2L to lose to something like this, as Greco takes down AK as well with a C4. Double kill for him in the round, but unfortunate to have lost in a situation like that. Ferry just stuck outside, not able to get in. And just off of time, Pingu win that last round. A disappointing end to the match, as I believe Pingu just take this one 7-2. Convincing victory from them nonetheless, but not a great end.
Yeah, sadly, Go2 didn't get the full chance of recovering from that 501 score, but, I guess they didn't have too much of a chance after the role swap. They still put up a good fight. They gave it all they could. Sadly, that lag was just surprising. I mean, all of a sudden, I thought Finka or whoever was on top floor, I thought they just didn't have the reaction on Bandit coming up Library Stairs. I thought you just missed out the opportunity. But then we started seeing some Moonwalking Bandit and some Michael Jacksoning Monties, and that's when it came clear that, the Ping wasn't there. It surely wasn't, but it was still a great match. Pingu definitely delivered, and they definitely showed they definitely have the confidence. And again, Go2Limits, they tried their best, and, props for them.
Right, and with that, we'll throw it back over to our host, Avrona. Get us back in.
It was a fantastic match. It was pretty much a very quick match as well. Blink and you miss it. Was the skill difference that big, or were both teams trying to just finish in time for the kickoff of England versus Slovenia? You guys be the judge of that, but we have another fantastic match coming for you from the Master Division. That is going to be between Soul's Heart and Ode Esports. It is the second match of Master Division, so things are starting to heat up there. So don't go anywhere, because that will be also kicking off very, very soon.